I prepared a PowerPoint presentation of such of
This guy's professional.
of Tree's origin story. So let's go down
This
this
is awesome.
this road together. um,
Yes, I
so
love this.
Oh
I grew up
yes.
in Cincinnati, Ohio. I was adopted by a very loving white American family. They adopted me and my cousins, and I grew up in small town Cincinnati, Ohio, in the suburbs, and I was really the only Asian person anywhere, and I didn't know it, but I am autistic, so it was hard to really fit in and mesh well, if you can imagine. Um, but I was really into sports. I love sports, but there just wasn't something right about it. Like it was the team aspect I didn't necessarily click with. Like I felt like I was either holding the team back, or if I practiced really hard, the team would be holding me back. And also just like kind of looking at even like college level athletes, there wasn't anybody who looked like me, and I was a really skinny kid, and I just had that feeling that I would not be able to perform at this level, and that was definitely disheartening. But then my brother got into skateboarding, and I loved hanging out with him and his buddies skating, and I would try it here and there, and it was cool. Just being able to hang out with the older kids, and also like just being able to get that motivation, the you got this kind of, let's go of the 90s, of the early 90s, whatever that word terminology was back then. But yeah, they really pushed me, even though I sucked at it, and but even I didn't land anything, it was still motivating, and I really gravitated towards that. Um, but the thing I loved most about like my brother skateboarding was I loved the skate videos. Like I would watch them
Oh, that
on
was sick.
repeat. I would just constantly watch them like a 5-year-old watches Frozen. Like it would just be on repeat. Just it ended. All right, let's start over again, basically. And it was just like such a new concept to me of like just people doing really cool things and back to back. And there's not really any major stories or anything that follow. So if I'm not really able to concentrate on it, there's still something cool happening, and it's just like I was just kind of engulfed in this form of media. And simultaneously, my school, I guess they struck up like a deal or something like that with the local roller rink, because we went on field trips there. Like the entire school would go to the roller rink like 2 to 3 times a year. So it became the thing of like the cool kids had like the cool new inline skates, and they were cruising around and spinning and doing tricks and stuff. And I wanted to be a cool kid, so like I trained really hard, and I basically stole my sister's Zetra blades, and I would skate everywhere, trying to get good at skating so I could show off at the rink. And eventually, at one point, it just got to the point where it's like, I'm just doing this because I want to do this, and screw the rink. I like this. Um, and then one fateful day, my dad and my brother had to go to the skateboard shop to pick something up, and they started carrying rollerblade stuff, and I noticed this video on the shelf. And maybe I was just enticed by Arlo's face or something like that. But I picked it up and I looked at the back and I was like, "Whoa, these are rollerblades! It's a skate video." It's like, and I immediately grabbed it and went, I think, straight to my dad and just shoved it in his face, like, "Hey, this is for me. I need this," and I got it. And it's one of those things. Like, looking back, it's like I should have asked for a helmet, because like my 11-year-old mind was about to get blown, and oh boy, did it. Just seeing all these professionals that were really good at it, and they were doing like the skateboard tricks like that I had watched a million times over, but they're doing it on skates that I was comfortable with, and I could see like, oh, I could see me doing this. I could see how this works. I could figure it out, just by watching the video. And on top of that, there's the whole like cultural shock of it. It's like these are real, older people than me, and this is how they live. This is how they actually live. Not what like TV and movies are like. This felt real, and add into the musical like expansion of my universe was amazing too. Like this is music that I've never even heard of, like could ever even imagine listening to, and and I loved it because I love this skating. So like everything about this was amazing. But then it ended on a Japan section, and this like I didn't really know it at the time, but this was just super pivotal for me, because like I had never seen what Asian people in Asian culture, like more than five Asian people, basically my family. Um, so it was just really shocking to me, like a definite culture shock. Like, oh, this is how Asian people live, and they look normal, and they're just being Asian people, and it's cool. And then it got to the skating, and I was just even more blown away because I was like, oh wow, these are people that look like me, and they're doing these. They're doing it. They're doing it on the same level that everybody else in this video was, and sometimes I was a little bit more biased, like, oh, this is they're doing really good. And it was so cool to see people that look like me and that have my body type, performing well. And I mean, all the white people that visited, they were getting down with them. So I was like, oh, they're accepted. It's cool. And it's like, this could be me. And you know what? I've made a decision that this is going to be me. Um, and they also had a girls section too, which like actually gave me an appreciation for women, because it's the same thing as the Asians. Like, oh man, they're doing it, and they're hanging with the rest of the dudes, and it's cool. And you know what? Like, if women are invited too, it's like, heck, this is a place I could get down with. Everybody's invited. Let's go. So I was just obsessed from that point on, and I picked up some skates, and my dad built me a box, and I took I took the rail off my my bunk bed and turned that into a grinding thing, and
No way, that's your
my
bed?
dad. That's part of my bed frame.
Oh my god, that's so sick.
I put it on the ground, and then my dad came up with the idea to drill some holes in these 4x4s and
Oh,
put
way to
them
go,
in.
Dad, to support you with doing
Yeah.
that.
Oh, he was super supportive. He would drive me to skate parks like in other states and contests in other states. Um, but if not, if I wasn't doing that, and my friends at school were kind of into it, but not like me. I would do it like 3 to 5 hours a day without stopping, eating, peeing, taking any breaks, and which was like kind of like seemingly every day. And I would film myself with the family camera, and then I'd watch it, and then I'd record over it the next day, essentially. And it's kind of funny. It's not terribly different from what I'm doing today. Um, like I mean, but I was into it. Like I had a rail in my room because I saw Jay Dick put a rail in his room, and I was like, oh man, that's a good
Yeah.
idea. I want to do that too. I could be skating. I don't even have to go to the garage to practice my moves and stuff. So like I like it. Skating spoke to me, and like I just totally rode with it. And then a skate park opened in Cincinnati, and it was it was the best thing ever. It's called Aggressive Skate, very aptly named because it was made by regressive skaters and for aggressive skaters. And
Mhm.
I was able to meet a lot of people and learn a lot, and get pushed and in both like skating and social skills, because I was severely lacking those. And I get to meet people, and they would push me to skate, and we would travel, and to the people that would come by, we'd get to know them and travel to their cities and skate with them. And I had friends. I had friends, and they were really good at skating. So I wanted to be like Dave Payne. I wanted to film the video. I wanted to make the video, the kind of videos that I like to watch. So I ended up filming my friends more. So I actually kind of took more of a longing to be a filmer even more than a skater. It's like, so like when a session would pick up, I would be the one like, hey, all right, it's time to film. All right, put the skates away. It's time to film. And I regret that a little bit, but uh, it was really I guess beneficial for my life, and I think that, and also I think I didn't get wrecked on on the hard stuff when the session got heated up too, so that was also a plus. But yeah, I'm very happy that I took up filming, and I made a website on GeoCities that had some fairly good traction on it too.
Oh
And
hell yeah, GeoCities.
yeah, um, I would I would post like a video, like I think almost every day, like in rotation, and it was kind of like my Instagram before Instagram was a thing. And I had my first experience, like I guess, going viral through that, because A lot of the clips ended up on like Kazaa and BearShare and those sort of file sharing sites or services after web Napster. So it was interesting to have people come up to me that I don't know at all, be like, "Hey, you're the guy who makes those videos that are in Kazaa." I'm like, "Oh yeah, that is me. Hey, what's up?" Um, so yeah, making videos just became what I did, and um, yeah, my skating definitely took a backseat because of that, but I definitely don't regret that. And this is a Wally Fighter edit, which was I saw some people in the chat talk about before the stream. But yeah, I would just go to town on doing editing like for hours on end, just like I would do skating. So, and I feel like I got pretty good at that. But then I started high school, and I hated high school. Like I didn't talk to nobody, and I just slept all day. Um, in school, and I just wanted to pass the time as quickly as possible so I could get home and skate with my buddies or skate in the garage. No, I got good grade. I mean, I had honors, and I was in like advanced classes because um I have a high IQ or something. I was able to pass tests very well at the very least. So nobody really thought it was much of an issue. But I definitely felt it. And I went to my parents and I was like, "Hey, I just want to skate and I really want to get into video production." Um, and I just kind of want to get my GED and start college. And so they were for it, and it took some convincing, but they finally took, and I did for my sophomore year. I kind of we for the first maybe week or so we tried to do actual homeschooled, but that didn't work out, and I knew I was going to be able to pass the test anyways. So I really just skated all the time, and I would edit videos like I would edit videos. I would skate and then edit videos all night and then sleep all day. And then when my friends got out of school or work, we'd skate, or I would go to a different city and hang with them and film and skate. So I feel like I got a pretty good experience than your typical high school experience. But then when I turned 16, I started college and I was doing the video production, you know, courses and stuff, which didn't actually matter that much, surprisingly, because I knew everything from almost everything from making skate videos, and I actually decently quickly began making like professional things as like a 16, 17-year old with no like no credentials really or and really just word of mouth. So videos taken me it's taken me very far and things were looking good. I actually made a video for the rolling game on PlayStation, the PlayStation 2. That was like, one of my biggest moments because it combined all the things I was interested, like skating, video games, and editing. So that was cool. Things seemed like they were going well. But then I had my a series of falls on the same thing. It's like a two-story drop at the Kentucky Battle in 2001, I believe. Um, and that was definitely a moment in my history. I ended up fracturing both my heels, and I had a bone. They found a bone cyst in my heel that they had to do a bone marrow transplant on. And the doctor looked at me dead-eyed in the face and told me that I would never be able to skate again. And that was just purely soul crushing for me because that was um, essentially the glue that created my life and was holding my life together. So it was rough. I tried to replace it with all kinds of things. Like I got into cars and drifting, and there's a lot of things that carry over of like the thrill and the sliding and things like that. But like I worked for a car shop, and they built cars, and they had a pro car, so I would go to like the pro events, and I had a media pass and all that stuff. So I'd make videos and stuff, and it was really cool. It was close to skating, but it still just wasn't quite it. And it was very corporate too, and I didn't like that part about things. It was very, very money driven. And then I moved to Hollywood with one of my buddies, and he started a band. And within a year, that band was signed by Warner Brothers and touring the country. So became their videographer and lived and worked with them for a while, or for 3 years, and toured for most of a good portion of that time, and it was really cool to like see the see the country and see all different types of people, and the community was really what kept me doing it because we would be in a different city like almost every day, and we almost always had somebody contact or somebody we met through like the shows or something like that who would put us up for the night and show us around, and let us know what the city was like, and that really reminded me of skating, which I always had a like a pulse on. And I came out into this. I stumbled upon this trailer by Hopscotch Entertainment called "Fantastic Puncher," and again a Japanese video with Japanese skaters. And I just saw this and I was like, "Whoa, this is what I imagined skating would have become like." The progression of the Dustin Latimer skating, and just because they're Asian, like I can see these movements and I can relate to them better. And I think that there is like a certain sort of style to the Asian skaters that just I think our body types lean towards. So it's like, yeah, like I miss this and I want to do it again. So I found my K2 250s and I just strapped them on and rode through the neighborhood, and just that first second of feeling the wind in my face and rolling down the street, it was just like, oh my god, why did I stop doing this, and why yeah, why did I ever not do this? And I know that it was because the doctor said that I shouldn't, but I mean it was a thing of like, I don't even care what he said. Like, I'm gonna do this because there's nothing else in my life that is like this. So I am surely gonna keep doing this for as much as I can, as long as I can. Um, but it was a dark time at that when I got back into it. I think it was like late 2000s, and there was a lot of I guess ambiguity maybe is the right word for it, but there was a lot of I experienced a lot of comments from like people on the street or people at the skate park and even other skaters that I felt essentially were designed to put me down, I guess, in order to make them feel better. And damn, that those things hurt. And but then Joey and Todd came out with mushroom blading, and I was able to see like, or they were able to show me that you can go out and just do what you feel like, and whatever social repercussions like this don't matter as much. And the feeling and how the feeling of the freedom is it can trump those those negative emotions, I guess you could say. So like after seeing that, that really helped me kind of let go of those thoughts and feelings a lot, and be more free to do whatever comes to mind that I feel like doing. And that's it's kind of just escalated from there, and it seems like it's getting better every day, and I'm just gonna keep on trying to do whatever it is that I feel like I'm compelled to do, however stupid or unacceptable it may seem. I'm just gonna try it and see what it's like, and that's my story, and I or at least the best I could come up with it, and I hope you enjoyed it.
That was the best you could come up with?
That was the best I could come up with.
That deserves a round of applause for that one.